Claude full course, 1 hour. Here's how to build and automate anything. In this 1 hour masterclass, I'm going to show you the exact Claude AI systems I've built to automate my entire workflows, from X automations to building mini apps to running live streams. Whether you're brand new to Claude or ready just to go beyond the basics, you'll walk away knowing how to use Claude Code, agent computer use, Claude directly, connectors, and more to build real tools that actually save you time. So if you've never been on Claude before, this is what it looks like. You can switch between APIs. My personal favorite is the Opus 4.5 model. And then from here, you can start using it. It is connected to the web as well. So you can see here, if we click on the plus side, you can switch between web search. You can use it for research. You can add from GitHub, add from Google Drive. You can add to different projects, take screenshots, even upload files and photos. And you can also use different styles as well. Top of that, you can connect it to Google Drive, Calendar, and Gmail. So you can actually, for example, manage different apps. As you can see, you can connect it to Gmail, Google Calendar, even Zapier, and PayPal if you want to. If you click on custom connector here, you can actually connect it to all sorts of MCPs if you're into that stuff. All right. So we're going to get straight into this. The way that I'm going to begin by using it, feel free to ask if you're watching live. If you've got any questions, feel free to ask. We're going to sort of kick it off by showing you some of the actual practical use cases for this, right? So, for example, if we check out this page here, I actually built this using Claude Opus 4.5. And then I loaded it into my website, and it is a pretty nice landing page, probably one of the nicest I've built and one of the best converting, right? And the way that I've built it is literally by just taking the information from my website over here. And if you've got a website that you need to redesign or a landing page to build, or you got some information about an offer that you need to create, etc., then you can grab all the information from your website and then plug that into Claude and create a custom landing page for it. So, for example, if we take this information from the page, then we're going to go over to Claude over here. We're going to paste in this information. And then from here, we can say, okay, build a beautiful modern landing page for this information, right? Goal equals convert traffic. And what I did as well when I was building this out is I actually send it directly over to our portal page, right? Where we want to direct traffic and convert it. So if you have a specific page in mind that you want to direct traffic to, you can just copy the URL and then make that CTA for our page, right? So we can say, okay, CTA button link for our page equals that, right? And then you can take the information from whatever landing page you want to pick as well. You can plug that into Claude and say, okay, using this, send traffic to this offer, or here's more information about our offer, right? And then you can build out the landing page. Now, what it's going to do from here, typically it will start creating in something called artifacts, right? Which is kind of like a preview for the landing page you're creating. So you can see here it's actually using custom skills, and we'll actually come onto that later as well, how to build custom skills that you can reuse. And that's another powerful feature inside Claude. You can see here it's now creating the landing page, beginning to code out. And I can't code. I don't really understand HTML. I don't understand CSS, but I can quickly build a beautiful landing page like this using Claude and then just plug in the HTML into wherever I want to host my website. You see another example. If we go onto the AIprofitboardroom.com, this is another landing page that we actually built using Claude. And again, we followed a similar method, right? But the difference is this was with like the older version of the AI. Whereas, for example, this, we're using the newer version, which is Opus 4.5. And Opus 4.5 is one of the most powerful models that I've ever used when it comes to building with AI. So it's coding out now in the background. We can always come back to that later, but it's basically beginning to design it all out. And if we have any changes once that's done, we can always say to Claude later, okay, improve this, tweak that, screenshot this, and improve that, etc. And that is how to build landing pages. Now, another way that I'm actually using this is to create limited time offers for promotions that I want to promote, right? I'll give you an example of this. Let's say you've got an offer on we sell backlinks, right? We could create limited time offers for our backlinks and then post them inside our school community, right? Our free school community. We could, for example, create that content and then post it on LinkedIn or onto YouTube community or even X, right? And we can share like these different bonuses that we're giving out. And so the way that we do this is we actually have a project just for that. Now, if you're not familiar with what a project is, basically this is like a custom GPT if you ever come across them. If not, what you can actually do is you can go to, for example, let's open this sidebar. You can go to projects over here, right? So if you open up the sidebar, Then you click on projects. You can go to here and you can see that we've created all these different projects for different stuff. And this just automates any task. Now, any task that you're doing day to day that you're spending a lot of time on, I would recommend creating a Claude project, because basically what that is, it's kind of like a custom bot that you can come back to and tweak anytime you need to. And then if you've got a recurring task, instead of you prompting it all over again or copy and pasting an old prompt or having to rebrief the AI over and over again, what you can do instead is you can create these new projects, right? When you create a new project, let's say, for example, you want to create an SEO writing project, we could name it whatever the task is. So we can put SEO writing project. Description, I usually just don't bother with because I'm trying to move for speed. And then over here, you can add three things, right? So you've got the memory, you've got the instructions, and you've got the files, right? And inside the files, you would attach like different pieces of knowledge that would be useful for you. You can pull those in from GitHub or Google Drive as well. You have instructions, which are kind of like the custom instructions to tell the AI what to do each time you create with this. And then you also have memory, right? And the memory actually appears after a few chats. Now, when you're using the memory, essentially you'll remember different bits that you'd like. So for example, if you have certain preferences or certain things you want to change, or you have certain things that maybe you forgot to put inside the instructions, you can add it to the memory later and Claude automatically updates it, which means that it can remember how you want to do that task, which again saves time and just gets things the way you want it to be. Now, if we have a look here, we've now got the landing page, as you can see, right? And we've got the HTML over here. So this is from the first task that we're building out, right? And so we've got this landing page with the HTML. We've got the details of the offer like this. And then you can see here, it's a beautiful landing page that we've just built out, and it's pretty nice, clean, easy. It's actually pulled in the testimonials that we pasted in and added that to the list as well. It's got all the information about our agency. It's all customized to us. It's including the details of the offer. And again, that was just automated whilst talking to you. Now, there's a couple of ways you can do this. You can actually publish the artifact. And if you publish the artifact like this, you can actually share that link with other people on the web, right? So if we go to this artifact right here, you can see that we now have this page live, and this is just ready to share with the world. You could use that as a landing page. The other way that you can host this is you can actually download the project files and then host it on something like Netlify, and then create a custom domain for it. This landing page, aiprofitboarding.com, that's what we did. We took the project files, then we went to Netlify and we uploaded the project files and then hosted it on there. The other option that you have for this is you can actually just grab the HTML and then you can go to WordPress, or you can go to Go High Level, you create a new HTML block and then you paste it in, right? And that's another option you've got as well. So that's how you automate landing pages. Now let's talk about these Claude projects that we're building, right? So for example, we have a look at this SEO writing project. What you can do from here is you can automate the tasks you do regularly. For example, for me, I have an SEO agency, right? And so one of the things that will be super useful to use all the time is to take a prompt that we use for SEO, and then my team can just use this project to create SEO content. As for example, if we take an example blog like this, maybe we'll go to this video to blog post process. As you can see, we're going to take one of the prompts from this, and then we're going to paste that into the instructions like this. And we're going to say, okay, do this when I paste a YouTube video transcript, right? And then it's got all the information about how I like to write content. So for example, like create 5 fairly short attention grabbing headline options too. When I paste in this video, do this, blah, blah, blah. And then if I include a keyword, do this, optimize it around my keyword. After each sentence, do this. And the cool thing about this as well is with Claude, better than any other AI I've used, it sticks to instructions very carefully. And I think that's fantastic, because if you're using something like ChatGPT, the problem with ChatGPT is like it forgets things or ignores things, or even if you say it like 3 times inside the instructions. Whereas Claude seems to stick to these kind of long super prompts much more accurately, right? Which means that you're going to get the thing better first time round rather than messing around 10 times and it messes up every time. Eric says, do you sleep? Content is fire. Thank you very much, sir. Appreciate that. And you can see the source context here. So what we've actually done is loaded information about where we want to send our traffic to. So what is the CTA inside the blog post that we write? And then also who we are, right? So Julian Goldie, SEO entrepreneur, blah, 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 right? And then we've included some instructions on how to write it to simplify the language as much as possible. I do recommend always asking Claude to do that. And the reason for that is because Claude is really good at writing, But one of the biggest issues is you want to make sure that you keep the language simple and easy to understand, right? If we're writing content as well, we want to make sure it's easy to read and feels conversational, add nice headers and subheaders and that sort of thing, right? Here's all the information, right? And then if we zoom out here, we're going to save those instructions. I can attach files of like blog posts that I like previously if I'm building out an SEO writing project. And then from here, we can type in our keyword and the video transcript. And I'll show you how you can use this, right? So for example, if we go over to YouTube here, and then we're just going to grab an example transcript. So let's take this one. And let's say the keyword is, for example, Claude Ralph Loop, right? We're going to go over to Claude and put keyword equals. And then we're going to take the transcript from the video, like you can see right here. And then we're going to copy this and we're going to go back over to Claude, paste that in. You can see that it won't appear inside the chat. It will actually appear as an attachment because it's such a long piece of content, right? You can see how long that is. So if it's a long attachment, you'll go here. If it's like a shorter few sentences, when you paste in, it'll actually appear underneath the instructions. So from now, we're going to hit enter, and that'll begin to generate the content for our SEO blog. Now, if you actually bookmark, this is what I always recommend. So for example, we call this Claude Project SEO Writer, and then I'm just going to put that inside